So today we're doing some landing practice for crosswind landings because the winds are kind of high. And the active runway is 14, so we're going to get taxi instructions here. We got the wind behind us to the right, so we're turning the ailerons the opposite direction to the left.
Wing Tango is current, wind 090, wind 14, gust 30, altimeter 2966.
Okay, so we got wind at 090, 14, gusting 30. So, quick and easy way to do a crosswind calculation is you take the total wind. So in this case, if it's gusting up to 30, we'd take 30, and then we'd multiply that. So in this case, let's see here. Okay, so it's about a 45-degree differential in the runway heading. So that would be a multiple of 0.7. So that puts the top crosswind speed at 21, is what we would basically be feeling. Crystal Tower, Comanche 8391 Papa, holding short 14, and we're going to stay in the pattern as well, ready for takeoff.
Comanche 8391 Papa, Crystal Tower, make left or right traffic, your choice, runway 14 for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 14, we'll go left traffic for 91 Papa. Okay, so we're going to have crosswind to the left, so we'll set our ailerons to correct for that. We're at rotation speed. We're going to go a little faster than we normally would due to the high winds. And we are crabbing hard. Coming up on 500 feet. Coming to start that turn. Now we're going to be going into the wind. Pull out some power. We are at almost at pattern altitude. Pull out
wind 090 at 14, gust 20.
Okay, winds went down a little bit on that next reading. Start our downwind turn. And we're going to have winds to our right. So I'm going to be crabbing to the right on this turn here. Bring our RPM down just a little bit. Alright. Bring our landing gear down. Gears going down.
Comanche 901 Papa, number 2, runway 14, following an Archer and a mile final.
Number 2 for 14, 901 Papa. Looking for that traffic. Dropping out 1, 2, 3, 1 notch of flaps. Traffic's in sight for 901 Papa.
Comanche 901 Papa, number 2, runway 14, clear for the option.
Clear for the option, 14, 901 Papa. Doing a wide base turn here. Pulling out a little more power. So I'm going to come in a little more shallow than I normally would because of these winds. A little lower than normal. And I'm going to use not full flaps. Probably do 2 notches of flaps. I'm low, but there's that Archer.
At 70, right turn able, contact on. I will go right on Alpha, make contact ground, Archer 437, November.
1, 2, 3. That's going to be it for our flaps. Keep our airspeed a little higher. We're crabbing into the wind. Landing gears down. Undercarriage. Props full forward. Our airspeed looks good. We're going to put in a little right rudder. Flaps are up. Full power. Gears going up. Trimming down.
Helicopter, monitoring gauges. 5.5 to the south, like request entry, airspace transition. South to north along 94 if we could.
Trooper 7, transition through, altimeter 2966.
2966 for Trooper 7, thanks.
Pull out a little power as we come up on pattern altitude. And we are there. Trim her down a bit. Crab into the wind. Got a quartering tailwind now, so we're cooking. Yeah, dude, it is windy. I'll probably do 2 more landings and call her a day. But good practice.
Yeah, well, Papa runner 14, clear for the option, wind 09015, gust 20.
Clear for the option 14, I know what, Papa. Gusting up to 20, so again, using that quick calculation, landing gears going down, pulling out power. Car beats in, gas is on the right main tank, undercarriage is down, mixture is rich, prop is full forward, and we're going to get our speed down a little bit on this base turn, trim up, now we're just getting pushed. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Should be good for flaps. Keep our nose down a little bit. Yeah, if it's gusting 20, it's basically going to be about a 15 knot crosswind component. So I'm targeting like 95 knots at landing here. We're at 100 right now. Pull some power out. Rudder. Get back on the center line. Oh boy. We got a little gust there. Flaps are up. Get back on the center line. Full power. Tap the brake. Gears going up. Hit an updraft right when we leveled out, but recovered okay. Trim down a little bit. today, it's a low pressure system, so basically as you climb, for a period of time, the wind actually dies down. So at 2,000, 3,000 feet, like right where we're flying, the wind is the absolute worst at those altitudes. And then it gets lower as you climb. Oh, there's a bump. So it's a windy day. Pull out our power a little bit. 14 inches looks good. And we'll trim up just a titch. And once we get to the runway threshold, we'll drop our landing gear.
Papa runway 14, for the option, wind 01014, just 20.
Clear for the option 14, runway Papa. Alright, landing gear is going down. A little more power out. Start that descent a little bit here, trim up. 1, 2, 3, we've got our first notch of flaps in. About 45 degrees from the runway. Keep that nose down, getting pushed around. And we'll crab into the wind. One, two, three. So we've got 2 notches of flaps down. That's what we're doing here. Crabbing into the wind. Carb heat's in, gas is correct, undercarriage is down, mixture is rich, props full forward. We're configured to land. Airspeed looks good, a little more power. Oh, there's an updraft. Aileron to the left, rudder to the right. Alright. We're gonna call it a day.
Thanks, General Papa, same attention.
Too damn windy. We're going back to Charlie 1 North Hangars for 901 Papa.
Hey, Summer, you can taxi this frequency via Alpha, Delta, Charlie, crossing 2 left and 2 right at Delta. Thanks for trying.
Alpha, Delta, Charlie, cross 24 left and 24 right on Delta for 901 Pop. Yeah, it was fun, but not, just a little too windy.
Any wind shear on climb at all, or was it just breezy?
Just briefly, there was a big updraft like right before ground effect that I hit the last 2 landings. But it was controllable, it was just really gusty right near the ground.
Got it.
And as we're taxiing here, turning our ailerons into the wind. And on windy days like this, I really like to bug my heading indicator with where the wind is, because it makes it a lot easier when you're doing aileron corrections, what you need to do. Like right there, for example, I was going into a quartering headwind to the right, and now I have a quartering tailwind from the right. So my ailerons need to be turned directly to the left, and it's easy enough to figure it out without a heading indicator bug, but it helps just to have that little visual marking to make it easier. It's just one less thing to think about. That would have been a fun flight to bring somebody who has never flown in a small aircraft before. Bring them in on that flight. And then again, right here, I've got a quartering tailwind from the left. Easy to see. I got my heading indicator bugged. And makes it simple. But mainly with high winds like that, you want to come in a little bit faster than normal. So usually you're not using full flaps. Coming in at a higher airspeed than you typically would. So that if you get hit with a big gust of wind like I did, you're able to control the airplane. You're not, barely hovering at stall speed, for example, and then hitting a big gust of wind and it's knocking you over. And then beyond that, ideally you want to land on the wheel that is on the side of where the wind is coming from. So in today's case, the wind is coming from the left. So I'd want to bring my left wheel down first, and then bring the right main down immediately after that, so you're landing into the wind as opposed to having your wings angled up from the wind, and then you could get hit with a gust and then flip your plane or something like that in an extreme scenario. And then beyond that, it's really just being patient. You don't want to rush the landing. So when you're lining up with the center line, especially, you're going to get pushed around quite a bit. And before forcing the landing down, just take your time, get your ailerons to the left or the right to get lined up back on center line, use your rudder control, and then touch down once the plane is lined up. Quick flight today, but it was good practice for crosswind landings. Thanks for coming along.